All right, good afternoon, everyone. TJ here for your 12 p.m. stretch break. For today's class, we'll just need a mat, but otherwise the floor works too. All right, so starting off, we're going to be on hands and knees. And so I want your shoulders directly over your hands and your hips above your knees, above your knees. So pretty much we're just going to start off with one leg. What I want you to do is I want you to take your left knee, I want you to float it off the ground. I want you to move it out towards your left side, and then I want you to push it back, and then I want you to bring it back in towards the center. So let's do it again. So bent knee, floating off the floor, moving away from the body towards the side, pushing it back, and then bringing it back towards the center. Let's do it one more time. So the side with that bent knee, kicking it back, and then kind of swinging it around and back towards the center. So now let's do the right side. So we're doing a little kind of movement, mobility, and a little bit of stretching today. Floating the knee, the right knee off the ground, out to the side, kick it back, kind of swing it around and bring it back towards the center. Bring that right knee out to the side, kick it back towards the center. Give me one more, out to the side, kick it back, and down towards the center. All right. So now let's take a seat onto the floor. So we're going to do still more of that hip mobility. I want your left leg at 90 degrees. I want your right leg at 90 degrees. If your knees are not hitting the floor, it is okay. But what I want you to do is I want you to turn yourself or kind of pick yourself up to where you're turning the other direction, and then move it again. So kind of think of like a windshield wiper with your knees. Put my hands down so it's not blocking my face. But just turning, feeling the stretch between the inner thigh and that outer glute. Give me a couple of more. And again, if the knees are not necessarily hitting the floor, do not worry about it. The idea is just moving. 3, 2, 1. All right. So bottoms of your feet are touching and your knees are out by your side. We're going to stretch out that inner thigh. And so just like a butterfly, I want you to just move those legs up and down like you're flying. Hopefully somewhere warmer. All right, pause for a moment. Use the bottoms of your elbow or use your elbows to kind of push down onto that lower leg. So that way you feel that stretch a little more through the inside. Nice job. All right. So now let's move one leg. So right leg, move it in towards the inner thigh. I want you to reach with your left hand, with your left foot, and then just use your right hand just to kind of grab the other side. So that way we're doing a stretch where we feel it through the left hamstring, but then we also feel it through that kind of right side off to the side of our low back. And just holding and breathing. Nice job. Let's do the other side. So again, extend the right leg, bring that left foot in towards the inner thigh. And right hand is grabbing the right foot or the right ankle or the right calf. And then you're just using your left hand to help feel that stretch. on that left side. Good job, just holding and breathing. Excellent. All right. So for the next one, I'm going to kneel just so you see what it is I'm doing. All right. So arms up at 90 degrees. This one is going to be for the shoulders. So the shoulder mobility, I'll turn to the side so you can see what it looks like. So I want you to push it back to what feels comfortable. And keeping your elbows in place, I want you to rotate down as far as you can, and then rotate as far back as to what is manageable to you. And then rotate, so still keeping those elbows kind of out to the side. And so it's just from the elbow to the hand or the wrist, it's just kind of rotating around this so-called imaginary line. Nice job. 3, 2, 1. All right, so still sticking with this kind of shoulder mobility. Is I now want you to push it up, and I want you to bring it down, and then bring it back up again. So kind of almost like praying hands, bring it out to the side, elbows up to the side, push straight up, kind of bring it back down, like you think like a reverse snow angel, bring it back to kind of prayer hands, bring it out to that 90 degrees, push straight up, down, give me one more, and we'll do a back stretch, so up, so really reaching for the sky, and then back down. Now this time I just want you to reach your arm, your left arm across your body. Right hand is grabbing your left. Again, you could be standing if you choose. I'm just kneeling because then I don't have to get up and down as much. The transition moves a little nicer. So again, we're just stretching out that upper back. And again, keep that shoulder down so it's not close to your ear. Let's do the other side. Nice job. So again, keeping that shoulder down. My left hand is grabbing my right hand, or my left hand is grabbing my right elbow. Nice job. All right. So now let's stretch out the chest, because I really feel like this is important, just because if we're sitting in our chair a lot and we tend to kind of slouch forward, we got to take care of that. All right, so hands behind you, just lifting and feeling that stretch within the front of your shoulders, a little bit into the chest. Again, depending on shoulder flexibility, it's going to vary how much you can lift your hands behind you. Otherwise, if you feel like it's helpful, you could always just kind of have your hands out by your side. So your arms are parallel or horizontal with the floor. And again, feeling that stretch through the chest. Nice job. All right, so I'm going to turn my backside towards you, just so you see what I'm doing with this one, which is another shoulder. So your left hand is going to come up from the low back, and then the right hand is going to act like you're patting yourself on the back. And just try to get your middle fingers to touch. Again, do not push it, just kind of feel it out, make that judgment between that left hand and that right hand. And now let's switch that position. So now your left hand is patting yourself on the back, and that right hand is coming up from where the low back is and just kind of sliding up, just to see how it feels. And again, try to see if you can get your middle fingers touch, or again, don't push it too much. Nice job. All right, just come out of that for a moment. All right, so going back to that chest stretch, I want you to interlock your hands, place it back behind your head, push your elbows back, and push your head back into it. Nice job. All right, let's come out of that one. All right, so we're going to stand for this next one. All right, I've done this one numerous times, but this one is where you give yourself that great big hug. And I want you to slowly roll down so that you feel that spine. So from the top of your upper back, start to travel down between the shoulder blades. As you drop down, you start to feel it in the low back. And then when you get to the very bottom, I want you to reach for your toes or your ankles or your calf. And your back is going to purposely be rounded in this position as I want it to be. And then I want you to wrap your arms around your body again, giving yourself a great big hug, and slowly roll back up. Again, feeling the stretch now starting from the low back, up into the shoulder blades, into the upper back. Roll the shoulders back a few times, just a couple of small shoulder rolls. All right. So I want you to extend your left leg with your heel on the floor. And I want you to keep a flat back now and bending from your hip. And I want you to slide your hands down as far as to what you can and feel that stretch in the back of the leg, hopefully the back of the leg and not the back of the knee. If you're feeling it in the back of the knee, just put a slight bend in that left knee. And again, keeping that flat back. Nice job. Slide it back up, and now let's switch to the other side. So now my left heel or my right heel is going to be on the floor. And it's kind of a little bit out in front of me. I'm going to bend from my hip, keeping my back flat. If I need to add a slight bend in the knee, just so I'm not feeling it in the back of my knee, but feeling it in the hamstrings, the back of the leg. And again, sliding those hands down the front of your leg. Feeling that stretch. Nice job. All right, slide back up. All right, so let's do another one. So this time for the calves. So the back of the lower legs. So I want you to kind of split your stance like you think you're going to do a lunge. And I want you to push your back right foot, or maybe you're on your left foot, but push the back heel into the floor. And just kind of slightly, just kind of pushing your body forward, kind of like you think you're about to take off running. But again, just feeling that stretch through that lower leg in the back, the one that's behind you. All right, let's turn and do the other side. So taking that opposite foot, whichever foot or leg is in the back now, you're going to push that heel towards the floor. And again, your stance doesn't need to be super wide. You could totally be about shoulder width apart, as long as you're still able to push that back heel down towards the floor and just slightly leaning forward and just feeling that stretch. All right, out of that. All right, just a couple of neck ones that we'll do. With your mouth, I want you to close your mouth and I want you to look up towards the ceiling, feeling that stretch underneath your chin And if it helps, you can push that jaw forward, that lower jaw. Nice job. One last one that we'll do really quick. Right ear to right shoulder. And if you want, you could use the hand just to kind of gently pull. Nothing crazy. All right, let's do the other side. Again, just gently pull. So left ear to left shoulder. Nice job, everyone. Excellent. You survived. See, it wasn't that bad. All right, so we have group cycle at 12:30 here in the fitness center, and then we have yoga sculpt at 4:30 virtually with Beryl. So join on. Have a great day.